Good morning, Junior 6 students. Today, inshallah, another grammar lesson which is related to the past that you studied before. Uh, I downloaded a PowerPoint presentation talking about this lesson. Let's have a look at it and then we're going to go to your grammar booklet. Okay, as you can see, used to. Used to is a rule talking about past habits. Okay, so if you want to talk about a habit in the past that you used to do in the past and stopped doing it in the present, or the opposite, something that you didn't used to do in the past and you started doing it these days. Okay, let's have a look at this sentence. When I was 10. So when I was 10 is like an indicator for the past. When I was 10, what happened when I was 10? I used to play with dolls. So when you were young, you used to play with dolls. So when I was 10, I used to play with dolls. So used to here refers to a habit that happened in the that you did in the past and you stopped doing it in the present. So as you can see, the sentence is in the affirmative form. So there is no negative form here. So when I was 10, I used to play with dolls. If I want to make it negative, when I was 10, I didn't use to smoke. I didn't use to smoke. So what's the negative of used to? The negative used to is didn't use to. Like any past simple negative, we when we use didn't, the following verb is in the base form. So I didn't use to smoke. So didn't eats the D in use. Okay, if you want to make a question form, yes or no question, or WH question, I'll tell you, I will say, did you used to smoke? Like any past question. Like any past question. Did you used to smoke? Yes, I did. Or no, I didn't. If you want to use a WH question, use any question word you want and any regular question structure in the past. What did you used to do? What did you used to do when you were young? I used to drink milk, but now I stopped, for example. What did you used to where did you used to live when you were young? I used to live in California, for example. So that's the form of the rule of used to. So we know that used to is used to talk about habits in the past, and in the positive form it's called I used to, with all pronouns, with all subject pronouns. Used to doesn't change, and the negative is didn't use to followed by a verb as it is. And as you can see, the interrogative form or the question forms the same as the past simple questions. Okay, let's see what's the following slides talking about. More questions or more sentences. When I was 10, I played with dolls. Okay, excellent. When I was 10, I didn't smoke. Did you smoke when you were 10? So these sentences tell me that I was doing this action, which is playing with dolls, when I was 10. Okay. Or when I was 10, I never smoked. And I asked the question, did you smoke when you were 10? If I want to use used to, when I was 10, I used to play with dolls. This sentence will tell the person you're talking to that now you don't play anymore. Why? Because you used to. So used to means that this action stopped happening, or the opposite. When I was 10, I used to play with dolls. This means that I don't anymore. Let's have a look at the second sentence. When I was 10, yes, huh? I didn't use to smoke. So I will use the negative form of used to. Didn't use to smoke. Let's make a question using used to. Yes. Did you use to smoke? Did you use to smoke when you were 10? Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Okay, that's so easy. So my positive form is used to plus the base form. My negative form is didn't use to plus the base form. Remember that use here doesn't have the D of the positive. And my question is, did you use to smoke? Did you use to play? Did you use to travel? Whatever form you want. Okay. As I said earlier, when you use used to means that now you don't play with dolls. Now you usually smoke because in the past you didn't smoke. Do you smoke now? We have no idea. You say yes, I do, or no, I don't. Okay. Susan used to play the piano when she was 10, but now she doesn't anymore. So when I use used to in the positive form, this means that this action doesn't happen anymore, or I don't do this action anymore. So Susan used to play the piano. This means that now she doesn't. My friends used to smoke a lot when they were young, but now they don't. So with used to positive, the meaning is that you don't do this action anymore. Okay, let's have more examples. As you can see, what did the people use to do in the 19th century? In the past, in the 19th century, that's too long ago, people used to do things that we don't do them nowadays. Like what? Let's have a look. You have a picture here. Let's look at the example. People didn't used to watch TV in the 19th century. So in the 19th century, there was no TV. So I'll say people didn't used to watch TV. This means that nowadays they do. Nowadays they do watch TV because we have TV and more. So in the 19th century, people didn't used to watch TV, but now they do. Excellent. Okay, let's have a look at this. The same question, but in the negative form. What didn't people used to do in the 19th century? You have a picture in front of you. Someone opening a can of cola. And do you think that there was Coca-Cola or there was any kind of like fizzy water like this in the past? Let's have a look. Yes, they didn't used to drink Coke. There was no Coke in the past, so they didn't used to drink Coke. This means that now they do. Okay. Here in the 19th century, people used to use computer or used to use this typewriting machine. So people didn't used to have computers, of course, but now they do. And now most people usually have a computer. Okay. This is a typewriter. So typewriter was like very famous at that time. So people used to have typewriters. Okay. Another picture. As you can see, an email and a telegram. A telegram is a way of connecting, or like it's like an application connects people by sending messages or something. But now we have the email. So they didn't choose to send emails. People didn't choose to send emails. They used to send a telegram. So if I want to send a letter congratulating someone or something like that, I use a telegram. This machine is the telegram. The person responsible for it, it tries to like he taps on this uh, handle or something. So every tap means a letter. So that was the case in the past. So they didn't choose to send emails. Now people use emails, of course. In the past, they used to send telegrams, but now they don't. Okay. The same question, what did people used to do in the 19th century? I have here a calculator, the regular calculator used in math classes. And here I have this tool. So they didn't used to use calculators. In the past, this was the tool used to calculate things, like to do sums or something like that. So now they don't. Okay. In the 19th century, people, as you can see here, like there is a plane, and here there is a horse. Let's see the answer. People didn't used to travel by plane, but they used to travel by horses. Yes. So today most people of course use the plane. They used to travel on horseback. Okay, so I used to travel on horseback. They didn't used to travel by planes. Okay. In 2004, these are coaches. Okay, people who are interested in sports. Caraparos didn't used to be Deportivo, the Deportivo coach. So people who are interested in football will know that I'm the last one you can find interested in football. So, okay, so that's for the football people. Okay, that's the same form we talked about before. Like 10 years ago, there used to be a cinema. There didn't used to be a bank. Did there used to be a shop? Yes, there did, or no, there didn't. That's like the form of there. So there used to be a cinema, there didn't used to be a bank, did there used to be a shop? And my answer is yes, there did, or no, there didn't. Okay, that's the same we said earlier. So you have here uh, like a picture. There any cinemas, very busy, a lot of people. So you will say, for example, there didn't choose to be any cinemas, and the streets didn't choose to be very busy, and there didn't choose to be, or the streets didn't choose to have a lot of people, and there used to be very few cars, and the streets didn't choose to be very noisy. So that's the description of this old uh, city. Um, It used to be quieter, of course, than today. Okay, so that's for the explanation of the PowerPoint presentation. If we're going to look at your grammar booklet, you're going to find the explanation in the first page of the lesson, and then you have lots of exercises. As you can see, the lesson is so easy. It's talking about positive form, negative form, interrogative form, so it's a piece of cake. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go to the uh, your grammar booklet. I am now on which page? On page 40. Okay, use to plus the infinitive. Infinitive is the base form of the verb, as you know. Okay, use to and the past simple are used to talk about past habits or actions that happened regularly in the past, but they no longer happen. We call these actions habitual actions. Habitual actions mean they used to be habits in the past. Like he used to eat a lot of sweets when he was a kid, or he ate a lot of sweets when he was a kid. This means that he doesn't do that anymore. Okay, so I use used to plus the infinitive or the regular past simple, talk about past habits or actions that happen regularly in the past. Okay, the explanation is so easy as you can see because the lesson is so simple. Now let's go to the exercises. You have to choose from this box, didn't use to or used to or used to. Let's have a look and then you're going to do the rest on your own. What did you throw away? So that's a question. We agree that in the question form, I use used to with nothing at the end. We use it as it is. So what did you use only to? Okay, to throw away. And the verb already is in the base form. We throw things away. Okay, as you can see, there's a cross. This means that this is in the negative form. So we didn't use to throw things away. Okay. Instead, what did we used to do instead? We used, yes, excellent, to keep things we might want later. So the lesson is a piece of cake, as you can see. The rest of the questions are much easier. You can have a look at them, and then we're going to discuss this in another time. Okay, so that's the lesson for today. It's very easy. I hope that you understood most of what I said. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon.